All right, guys, Thursday's wrap up, greatstockpicks.com live trading chat room. Riverbed, we'll start with that, RVBD. One of our all-stars in pre-market said, hey, let's keep an eye on Riverbed. We were doing our pre-market discussion on what stocks to watch that day, or today, and B-Turk pointed out Riverbed was gapping up above this little flag here. So I added that to a chart. When it looked like this, I said, hey, it's down here in the buy zone. Went ahead and called Riverbed at 2030 if it gets there, and the stop 11 cents below, 2019. So there's the trigger, and you can see it just never really looked back. Went all the way to 2085, 55-cent move in our favor on what did I say, 11 cents risk. GTAT. I spotted this one myself early. This was a little bit thin for me as far as average daily volume, but the reason I called it, and I'll show you. Look at the volume here. Yeah, I'm going to look at yesterday's volume if you just draw a line, and then look at today's volume, and you can very easily see something's up, okay? Keep in mind, when it looked like this, it was around 563. Let's go to the daily. You can see the nice breakout, by the way. But when it was 563, I knew two things. One, I knew it had unusual volume for the day, and two, I knew it was breaking out above this little, little cup and handle thing here. So it was definitely worth watching. I went ahead and called this. It looked like this. I went ahead and called it over this 4-candle base here, 566 with a 556 stop. There's the trigger, meanders for a little bit, then gets through the high of the day. And ended up holding the stop and going all the way to 617. That's a 9% move in our favor on 10 cents risk. Very, very nice there. JC Penney's Raju, one of our members, or it might be Raju. I think it's Raju. I'm not sure. Either way, I call him Raju. He pointed out, he private messaged me and said, hey, what about JC Penney's? Which triggered something in my brain because I said JC Penney's has been strong lately. I better look at this. So it looked like this at the time. I noted that yesterday's high was 23.86, and it was basing right below that, and it looked pretty good on the daily as well. Keep in mind, it was around 23.86 at the time. But after that gap up, it was actually doing pretty well. And you see what happened. I went ahead and called it at my entry idea, but again, brought to my attention by Raju, one of our members, 23.86, which triggered right here. The stop 4 cents below. Doesn't get much better than that, and it never touched the stop. 23.86. It went to 24.40 at its best. 56 cent move a share on 4 cents risk. Doesn't get too much better than that. And GNC, R Brown, one of our members, GNC literally looked like this. I guess he noted the volume there and kind of the 5 setup. Went ahead and called this R Brown, one of our all-stars. There's a chime when he posts. His font's in a different color than everybody else. He went ahead and called GNC, General Nutrition Centers, at 35.15. Stop goes at the low of the day there, 35.02. So what is that, 13 cents risk? I wrote 12 on the results page. I'll change that to 13. 13 cents risk. I think the stop was at 35.02. Yep. And look at that. It doesn't look like much, but I'm not counting this errant spike. I don't really think it did this. I think this is one of those errant ticks. So from there, the highest it got was 35.93, but the beauty of it was 13 cents risk. So about a 78-cent move in our favor on 13 cents risk. Very nice. What else? A couple other ideas I gave was Pulte Homes. The home builders were strong, had a nice base here, and it looked good over the high of the day. So I said over 13, Pulte Homes might go stop below this base. I did not call this triggered when I was looking away, but you know what? Even if this triggered and you missed it, look at the lower volume retest of the break of the high of the day. It even gave a nice little 5-minute candle setup down to the 8-period moving average, retesting the high of day break, gave a second chance. Now, I point all this out, and I skillfully missed the breakout and the second chance. I was doing something else. But even that gave a huge trade. Again, I didn't give triggers and stops on that, except the first idea was over 13. Worked out very well for anyone that got it. What else? Also, Best Buy. I mentioned somewhere around 1980, right about, I believe it looks something like this. around 1980. And Best Buy even went up to, wow, 2055 from there. That ended up being nice too. Again, not really an official call, just a hey, Best Buy could work. And then my only losing trade for the day was Electronic Arts. Okay, EA gapped up, sold off, little bounce, sold off again. I didn't really watch it throughout all this, but once it went back up and took out the high of the day, picture this now, it didn't look like a solid red candle, it was green and at the high of the day. Hey, this thing's in breakout territory on massive volume, okay? So it's interesting, and now it's kind of flagging. Down to our buy zone, went ahead and called this long at 14.25, 26, something like that, with a dime stop. There's the trigger. Nope, there's the trigger. And then look what happens. I literally lost a dime on that. But it's so what happened was right after this triggered, they came out with news. Somebody debunked the rumor that EA was on the table to be bought, something like that. But that's just horrible timing, because if the news comes out 2 minutes, 5 minutes earlier, we don't get our trigger, and we're not even in it, okay? But I did only lose a dime on that one, and all the others worked out great. But man, you talk about bad timing. I think that's it. I had one mention in Coinstar as well, CSTR, when it looked like this. And Coinstar was pretty impressive strength today. I missed the first pullback after the gap up, but on this pullback down to the 8-period moving average, I mentioned to everybody, hey, Coinstar is down here at the 8. It might turn from here, somewhere around 52.10, and it went all the way up a quick buck over 15 minutes, and I got some thank yous for that. I didn't take that one either. But anyway, I'm not going to babble any further. Really nice day, and we'll put out a video tomorrow from what we do in the chat room tomorrow. All right, have a good night.